Hey there, guys. It's Mia here. I am so excited. I am so excited about this live topic today. I know many of you will benefit as a result of what I'm going to share. I'm going to teach very simply today how to transition your expertise to build your own coaching and consulting business. Yep, that's right. I'm going to teach today how to transition your expertise so you can start your own coaching and consulting business. I've got 6 simple points that I'm going to share with you today. And I know it's going to really support you if you've ever thought, I want to figure out how to take what I'm doing in my profession or some expertise that you have, whether it's a hard skill or a soft skill, and you're trying to figure out how do I launch my very own coaching consulting business. I'm going to show you how to do exactly that today. I'm Mia Redrick, business and life consultant. I started my company over 2 decades ago, and I simply made the same decision that I wanted to transition. I wanted to figure out how to leverage my background, my skills, and my talents as a corporate trainer. And I wanted to go to work for myself. And I've done exactly that. I've had the great fortune to coach personally hundreds of women through my coaching and mentorship programs, and people who have accessed my online curriculum. Thousands of individuals have had the opportunity to learn how to package, price, position, and find buyers as a result of my curriculum. Now, today, I wanted to break this down because this is probably the number one question that you have had if you're thinking of starting your own business. And it's something that, when you don't know where to get started, or maybe you have started and you're not having the traction that you want, you've got some questions, and I've got some answers. Personally, I'll tell you a little bit about my story. When I started my business, I went to a small business resource center in my town, and I was told by the director of that small business resource center that my idea at the time was to coach moms, that idea that would never make any sense, that I'd never be able to monetize the skill set that I had to help women find more time for themselves, like literally. And he couldn't have been more wrong. Within my first 2 years, I wrote a book that did exceptionally well. Ended up doing a number of strategic corporate partnerships with large brands like Panera Bread, Great Harvest Bread Company, Corner Bakery Cafe. Equally, I got signed to 2 Emmy-nominated and nationally syndicated television shows as the mom strategist. So when I say to you, you can create a transition, you can start from scratch, and you can have success. I promise you, I'm going to share my journey with you. I know that it'll resonate with so many of you who are very much like me. You already have the talent and the skill. You're just trying to figure out where do you get started? How do you transition this process? As a result of that success, I built a very large mom coaching business and had the opportunity the first 7 years to primarily coach women who were mothers around packaging themselves, really understanding their own identity, and really being able to show up for themselves in tremendous ways as women first, and anything that they did to grow their life, their families were the benefactors of. So as a result of that success with moms, I decided to transition and support women with building their own businesses, because a lot of my clients had a lot of really awesome success, and they too wanted to build the brand of themselves. And so I began to teach women the art of packaging your intellect, your experience, your expertise, all of your life skills, your hard skills, your soft skills into a system that would be your own system. I'm going to talk a little bit about that today. And I show them how to price what they do properly so that they're fully valuing their expertise and all of their years of experience or education. And then also how to market, how to position yourself so that you become the obvious choice and your ideal clients come directly to you instead of you chasing clients, for those of you who are in business and you've been chasing clients. And then the last piece is how to sell and close, because a lot of times when you're making a transition, you're not really sure how to set up your own sales process in your business because it's brand new to you. So you're in for a treat today. That was my story, how I got started, and I love it. And I've seen so many women change their lives as a result of changing their choices and their commitment to growing their own coaching and consulting business. And I can tell you, you can absolutely change your life. For me, being able to work from the comfort of my home or anywhere that I choose in the world to coach my clients, I love that piece. Equally, I love the fact that I've been able to give my kids a world-class education, literally. And that to me meant everything. I love the fact that I was able, as a result of my business model, to show up for everything that I wanted to as a mom, because a lot of times our work schedules get in the way and we have to compromise the things that we want to do on the life side, the family side, because we don't have the room or the bandwidth or the freedom to have the schedules that we want. Running this coaching consulting business has just given me the opportunity to travel the world, literally, and do absolutely what I love. And the last piece of why I know coaching and consulting is just one of the most fascinating, most exciting things that you could possibly do for yourself, is because it has allowed me to be fully expressed. And what I mean by that, and what I know you'll love for you when you make this decision to launch, is I get to be all of me. I don't get to be one part of me. I felt like in my corporate life, I was me, and I didn't get to share all of me. And I feel like in my company, I do get to do that. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Okay. So if you're ready, I want you to write, I'm ready. And we're going to jump right in. All right. So today I'm going to teach very simply how to transition your expertise to build your own coaching and consulting business. And I've got 6 simple points. Number 1, you want to write this down, get some paper out, write this down. Number 1 is I want you to identify the expertise that you have that you want to leverage that has the greatest value. So the first step is for you to identify the expertise that you have that has the greatest value to others, right? That you want to leverage. So this is a really important thought. It's a really important question, because sometimes there are things that we do, but it's not what we want to do in our own coaching and consulting business. Does that make sense? So I want you to think about something that you're really great at, that you want to give the world, right? And it has value for others. So start thinking about when you're looking at your practice, or you're thinking about what you're doing in your workplace. Think about, what is it that people are saying to you over and over again, or thanking you for as a result of you serving them. And it's something that whenever you do it, it brings you tremendous joy. You know that you're really great at it because life has an echo. That echo is usually folks validating that you have changed their life in some way or made a difference to them. What is that thing? And you might, even as you're hearing me share on this, start writing down, this is what people say to me about the service that I provided, about about the advice that I have given them. Write that down. It's really important. See, one of the things that I realized when I became a mom, that I had built these tremendous self-care systems for myself, because my mom had required me to, when I got pregnant, to date myself, right? She said, you need to date yourself. I got lost in motherhood. I don't want that to be your story. So I created this system, self-care system for myself. And women would ask me, or moms all the time, how is it that you always are dating yourself? Life had an echo. And I realized that they were asking me because they did not have the system that I had. And they could see that I didn't get lost in motherhood. They could see that I was that mom that still had time for herself and still was a great mom, right? Without compromise. And that's why I decided to build a system for moms. So I launched that way. It could be something as simple as that. That's a soft skill. Or it could be something that you're doing professionally. My background was corporate training, and it could be something related to what you've done professionally, that whenever you do it in the workplace, people say how awesome it is. The feedback is incredible. Any ideas coming to your mind right now? I bet there are tons. All right. So the first thing you want to do is identify the expertise that you want to leverage, something that when you do it, it brings you joy, right? We're not talking about you starting with shoulds or oughts, doing things that you're like, this is a drag. I don't want to do this at all. Not at all, right? Because this is going to be your coaching and consulting business, and we want it to be something that you really love, but it also must be something that not only that you love, but that brings value to others, right? And you've heard that echo over and over again. And the reason that I make that distinction is because it could be something you want to do, but it's not necessarily something that has a lot of value for others, right? You don't have that echo. It's just something you want to do. So let me give an example of what that looks like. So, for example, I love to garden, right? So I am a great gardener and I love to garden. However, I don't know that because I love to garden, I could teach anyone else how to garden. Does that make sense? So for me to say, I'd love to leverage my gardening and teach other people how to do that, it wouldn't be a fit because I don't know that I could duplicate results for others as I have for myself. Does that make sense? So it's not just something that you love that you want to package in your coaching and consulting business. Think about something that you're amazing at. Think about something that's in your zone of genius, your zone of brilliance, something that's really gigantic for you in terms of your skill set. And that is what you're going to package. Are we clear? All right. So if we're clear, I want you to write, we're so clear, Mia. All right. We're so clear. All right. Number 2. The second thing I want you to think about when you want to transition your expertise to build your own coaching and consulting business is I want you to package your unique system or process. And there's been a lot of talk about that today. I certainly teach my clients how to package their expertise step by step, but how to package your unique system or process. And I will tell you there are 2 ways that you can look at this. There are people who come to me already who are, let's say, a therapist, and you already have a process that is amazing. Maybe you support your clients around a certain type of trauma. And so you already have a process, you already have a method, you already know that it works, right? And so thinking about how you might be able to package this in a different way, not as a therapist, but as a coach to help other individuals or maybe other agencies that want to have access to your method, start thinking about how could you package your unique system and your unique process so that you can get directly in front of the people who need your knowledge, right? Who need your expertise, who needs your what your genius looks like. So it's not enough if you want to start a coaching and consulting business to just have the idea to get out there and coach individuals. People who have the greatest level of success actually package a unique system and a unique process. I mean, I have clients that come through my master training and over the course of a weekend, they get clear on how to package their system, their intellect into that package, right? So want you to think about what that package might be that you could offer someone. What is the system of you? How do you help people get the results that you know will really be life-changing for them? That system is the thing that will get you free. And that system is what the coaching and the consulting business is built out of. Are we clear, right? Really important. And I make that distinction because there are people who start or launch coaching practices and they literally just start, they pick up their phone and they start business and they start coaching people one-on-one. And I find that most of these people do it one-to-one coaching, let's say you're a life coach, because you don't actually have a system, right? You don't actually have like your own unique process or method where you know can guarantee consistent results. Or maybe you don't even know how to build that. You haven't thought about the business of coaching and consulting. And so you find when you don't have a system or unique process, you end up working harder, usually working one-to-one, usually killing yourself, right? Like barely making it because you're charging like by the hour, $97 an hour or $150 to coach people by the hour. The reality is that people will pay you for the sum of your knowledge differently. And if you don't understand how to put those things together, I'd love to support you through my masterclass, or you can always book a business breakthrough session. I'll put a link here so you can figure out like what is the gap around that and how you can fill that. But the fact of the matter is you want to package your unique process. You want to package your unique system. And when you do that, you have a lot more marketing options. You have a lot more individuals that will really see what your services are, and you'll become in demand in a different kind of way versus just trying to sell like time. And that's what so many coaches do. Somebody write, Time is selling time, right? And you want to be more strategic about the kind of results that your clients get. The reason I also teach my clients to package their system or their unique process is because ultimately in coaching consulting, you're going to be known by the results that you create. You're going to be known by the results that you create. And can we create results for people without like a system? Like I think one of the things that's really amazing about my process, we have thousands of results and so many testimonials from my clients just sharing what their perspective is, whether they came in the beginning and they had an idea or they had a business and it wasn't profitable. And as a result of me showing them how to package what they do properly step by step, they then went from selling time, $150 an hour, to then selling a system for $5,000, doing the exact same things, but the perception of the results were different. They understood what they were providing the clients in the truest sense as a full solution. And I hope that there's something that I'm saying that's getting you to think differently, because that's my goal here, is to get you to think differently about, launching this transition of your expertise to build your own coaching consulting business. It's not just popping up with a shingle. It's not just saying now I have a coaching practice and putting that link on your site and then charging $150 an hour, or doing the 3 package, kind of thing, $450 for 3 hours. It's not that. Okay. The reality is that there are people who want to work with you because of all that you bring, the sum of all that you bring. And when you give that to the client that way, I promise you'll have a much better product. You'll have a high value product or a high ticket product, and you'll be positioned differently because the clients will start getting better results. You'll get a better client even. And if you don't know how to do that, check out the Giant Experience Master Training. I'll put the link here. Let me just type it in here. Because I show my clients step by step how to put their packages together, how to think about it. Number 3, the third thing that you want to do to transition your expertise to build your own coaching consulting business. Oh, this one is going to step on everybody's toes, okay? But it's so important. And it's work on the mechanics that will get the business functional. So you want to work on the mechanics that will get the business functional. So what do I mean? Okay, so I'm going to give you a couple of scenarios of things that you might be doing. And if you're already in business, and if you're thinking of starting a business, just hang in there with me for a second. Working on the mechanics that'll get the business functional. So a lot of times, if you've already been coaching clients, and you may have that button on your website where people can just sign up and it's $150 and you're like, okay, that's it. And so that you want to have more clients come to you, but you're not really sure how to get them. So you may do a couple of things. You may say, everybody's doing a podcast. I need to do a podcast. And podcasting is a great thing. But the question is it really going to bring value to you at the speed that you want to build your coaching practice? Just saying. All right. You might say, I want to write a blog more, or you might want to go live like this, or you might say, I need to do emails, or I need to build a website. It's one of the things that people tell me all the time. Like, I'm going to go build my website and then I'm going to start my coaching business. And they don't understand actually like the mechanics that will get the business functional. I mean, I have clients who we focus on building out high value packages around what it is that they do. And they will close big deals. I mean, I have clients, one of my clients, for example, she closed a $48,000 consulting gig with another company, never even had a website, okay, because she focused on the mechanics of building out the business, which is, if someone wanted to do business with you today at a high level, how could you do business with them? Are you ready, right? Do you have your contracts in place, right? Do you have your disclaimers in place? Are you clear on your packages? Are you able to walk the client through the pricing for each of the services? Do you have your value stacks in place? Do you understand all that you're bringing that client, and you're able to walk them through a process so that really get it? So a lot of times people focus on the flash and not the cash. And maybe this is you. And if you're doing this, I want you to stop it right now. Somebody write, stop it right now. I'm stopping it right now, because one of the things that gets in the way is if you don't know what the actual mechanics of making that coaching and consulting business work, then you're leaving money on the table. You are taking some of the energy that you could be putting into closing deals into doing things that won't bring you revenue at all. And somebody knows exactly what I'm talking about. Like, the time to set up the podcast, to get the software, to get it going, to build an audience. Like, there are more direct ways to get directly in front of your audience and have people raise their hand and say yes to you. And I say this to you because when I got started in my business, I was low tech, no tech, like none. All right. And I talk about this all the time for those of you who are very much like me. And I see women who are low tech, no tech, that are all into tech. Like, what are you doing over here? Okay. So you're thinking that you need to be the person like setting up your website, doing, constructing the podcasting, all of that. And you don't know how to build the most important mechanics in your business. And to me, that's one of the reasons why investing in coaching, consulting is really important. So you understand the first important steps, the next important steps, and you streamline what you're doing so you can get directly in front of your customer with the offer that you have, right? So you can be about that business of creating results for people who need what it is that you do. Are we clear? All right. Number four, I love number 4, which is if you want to transition your expertise to build your own coaching and consulting business, you have to establish your intentions. Okay. And this is where like people aren't clear. Like they want to, and particularly this time of the year, they want to build a large business, but they're not really clear on their intentions. And I think your intentions rule the world. So the question is like, when you think about this coaching and consulting business, right? Are you thinking that you want the intention is for it to be a 6-figure business? Is it a 6-figure business in a year? Is it a 6-figure business, a multiple 6-figure business? Is it 6 figures a month? What is it that you see for that business? Or your intentions, do you want 10K months or 20K months, like over the next year? Or what is it that you're looking for? Are you looking for 5K packages to get started? $10,000 packages, or you're looking to have a $25,000 or more consulting package? What's your intention in terms of how you want to serve? Now, I see people, they're all over the place with this, right? And then I'll tell you what it looks like. It looks like you probably have like 3 to 5 services that you're offering right now. And I don't know you, but I know you, okay? The fact of the matter is none of those things are selling. So you got all of these things on your website because there's no intentionality around what your offer is, who you're going to work with, how you're serving at the highest level. So you've got all of these services out there like a wide net, hoping that a fish will just drop in one of those boxes, right? And when we run our business that way, nothing happens because there's no intentionality around it. You can have one really solid offer that's packaged the right way and get in front of the most amazing clients, and it'll be a lot easier for you and a lot more effortless, even though running a business takes work, than trying to manage all of these offers, hoping that somebody just says yes to you. And I know there's somebody out there like me, you're stepping on my toes. Also having the intentionality around time freedom, right? Like, and time freedom, like, are you building this business to get yourself free, or do you want to transition from like working like you are now, 40 to 50 hours a week or more, to running your company that way? Or are you looking at more freedom? Like maybe the intention that you have is not to work on Mondays. I remember for the longest time in my business, I didn't work on Mondays and Fridays. I just serviced my clients from Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. It's just having intention around what you want this to look like. Also having intentions around your money model, right? Like, do you want to work one to many, in opposed to, killing yourself and flying all over the place? I'll give an example. When I started my business, my kids were really young. My kids are now 19, 23, and 26. But when I started my business, they were young, and I didn't want to build my business like so many coaches as a speaker. I didn't want to go on the road, right? I wanted to bring my clients directly to me. That was my intention. And so I learned systems for myself on how to bring all my clients directly to me. And as I mentioned, I've always worked from the comfort of my home. Okay. And I love that. Like that was the intention that I set. So anyway, so number 5, all right? Number 5, we're talking today very simply about how to transition your expertise to build your own coaching and consulting business, all right? And number 5 is, who do you need to become to experience the outcome that you desire? So like once you get clear on like, I want to have this business that gives me the time freedom. I want to work one to many, right? I want to have, let's say you want to do consulting and your packages are 40 grand and you say, I want to have 5 clients a year. So, you're like, okay, that's the model that I have. And I want to work with those clients, throughout the year, but I only want to work, let's say, cumulatively, let's say 90 days, right? Servicing those clients out of the course of the year. That's intention. Who do you need to become, one, to experience that outcome desired, right? Like what I see with clients is often they have to work on their mindset, because if you have a worker's mindset and you cannot even relate to time freedom, the reality is that sounds so unrealistic, like work 90 days servicing, making 200 grand, like servicing my clients, but it's real. And you've got to understand the money is in the model, right? If you've been talking with clients one-on-one and you are looking to grow a group coaching program and they now work one to many, and let's say those clients are committed and working with you, I'm making this up, let's say it's 10 grand a year for those clients to work with you. And in essence, you're working 4 hours a month servicing those clients one to many. This is a radical change. It's like 48 hours a year to support all of your clients over the course of 12 months. That's pretty radical, right? So you have to think about, who do you need to be? Who do you need to become to experience that outcome, right? Like, do you have to change your own belief systems, right? Do you have to learn how to handle, doing Zoom calls with groups of people? Like maybe that's not a skill that you have or you've been comfortable with, or maybe you've been more introverted person and now this is a whole new challenge. Who do you need to become, right? If you're looking to run a business and you're going to make offers online, who do you need to become? Like you likely have to learn how to sell or build a sales process. You got to learn, if you've got to talk and close individuals yourself, who do you need to become to learn how to have a sales conversation? If you've been this person that's never ever been in front of the money process in your company or in your practice, now who do you need to become? So we're talking today about how to transition your expertise and build your own coaching consulting business. And I can tell you for sure that in order for you to hit the results that you want in your business, you're likely going to have to make some self-investments as it relates to growing your belief system around what's possible. I see it with clients all the time who have been, let's say in their business, before they come to me, they've made $40,000 or $50,000. Okay. And as a result of the work that we've done together, they hit their first 6 figures, but now their prices are 10 times more than they were. They have to change the way they see themselves. They have to change the way they communicate what their value is. It takes work, but it's really important. Who do you need to become to sustain the results that you desire? All right. And it's absolutely possible. And number 6, all right. Number 6, how to transition your expertise to build your own coaching and consulting business. And number 6, in my opinion, is like a no-brainer. If you're looking to build a 6-figure or more coaching practice, if you're looking to sell what you do for high ticket to me really is $5,000 or more. But let's say you said you want to start with $2,500. Okay, right? And as you build more results, you can charge more. High ticket isn't about just charging high fees. These fees are as a result of you creating results for others, right? So to me, one of the things that becomes really important when you want to transition in your business is working with an experienced coach or mentor who has already done the thing that you want to do. So let's say you are speaking with clients individually via consulting or doing what you're doing in your work currently, and you don't know how to build or maintain or build the business of coaching and consulting. You have no idea like the best practices or the things that you should be looking at or the things that you might want to consider that are really the most important. Working with an experienced coach and consultant to me is the short step. It's what I've always done over the years. It's really changed my life. in my world. It's allowed me to move faster, run faster, and get things done. It's allowed me to understand resources and tools that I would not have understood by myself. And I think that's one of the biggest blind spots that today that so many people have, is that a lot of folks are coaching themselves, and it takes you so much longer. You end up making mistakes or telling yourself that the concept you have doesn't work, when in reality is you need to work with someone who has a proven track record, old and new. If someone's really great at what they do, then they should have a track record of success, meaning there would be a record of what they've been able to accomplish up to date. And because if you're great at what you do, you create results all the time. And they're ongoing results, right? Not just 2 or 3 people that they can just point you to the same people. No, there would be a history of success. And likely, I would think if someone's really great at what they do, then you would see tons. Like we have hundreds of testimonials, right, that we rotate because there's so many of them. And we have new ones that come in all the time, every single month, because of the work that we do and the kind of results we create. And I would say to you that that would be one of the things that to me would be really important if you're looking to grow your business, is work with someone, right? Sign up, commit. I'm going to post my link here if I can answer any questions for you around how you can have a breakthrough in your coaching consulting business, and you just want to speak with someone. 1, to see if the idea is viable. 2, to see how might you package this. Like what are the gaps that exist for you currently that you need to overcome before you spend the time and the energy, right, doing these things yourself. Like streamline that process, speak to someone that is experienced that can support you. And so you can get yourself revved up, ramped up a lot faster and quicker. I hope that there's something that I have said to you today that has supported you. I'm Mia Redrick, business and life consultant. I love being here today. I talked very simply about how to transition your expertise to build your own coaching and consulting practice. I'll recap real quick what I covered. Number 1 is identify the expertise you want to leverage that has the greatest value. All right. So really start thinking about what is it that you do that there's an echo. People say this is so awesome whenever you do these things. What are those things? Don't just take them for granted. Number 2, package your unique system and process. Right? Like, don't just get on the phone or put a button on your website and just start talking to people, exchanging time. Understand that people want to buy a system, a full solution from you. And that's really important. Number 3, work on the mechanics that will get the business functional. Like, stop doing all this busy work. Stop it. Okay. Stop doing all the shoulds and oughts. Stop watching what all these other folks are doing, because they're probably not profitable in their business. And you have to focus on the mechanics of what is it that you need to do the quickest to get out there to your audience. And I'm a witness. I watch clients all the time. My clients who they don't have an audience at all, I show them what to do. They do that one thing and they begin to create conversions for themselves. They begin to build their lists with the right people and the right audience the first time. Number 4, establish your intentions. And that's really important. Now, look, are we looking to build a 6-figure business, or you're looking to have 10K, 20K, 30K months or more? Are you looking to sell what you do for $25,000 per client? You looking for time freedom? What you want to change your money model, right? Like so that you have you're doing more group things instead of one-on-one. Come on. So let's look at all of those things. Number 5. Who do you need to become to experience the outcome? And I promise you that sounds like a real basic question, but it's a deep question. Just who do you need? What changes do you need to make in yourself so that you can realize those bigger results yourself, right? Because sometimes we'll hear people talk about freedom and it all sounds like a pipe dream. And it sounds like it because you don't believe that for yourself. But I'm a witness. I've been a full-time entrepreneur for 26 years. I've always worked from the comfort of my home, which is like amazing. But that was the intention that I had, is to run a business. I wanted to get free. I wanted to stay free. All right. And I wanted to change my money model. And in order for you to do that, you have to step into just a different level of thinking for yourself. Are you ready to do that? All right. And then number 6, work with an experienced coach or consultant who's already doing what it is that you want to do. And I would love to support you if that is something that you have questions on, you want to figure out how to get started, packaging your intellect into a high ticket offer structure. If you're looking to figure out how you should be marketing, not how everybody else should be, because we're all different and we all have different skills and talents. And that's why having that attention on you and getting your questions answered and showing you how to package like your expertise, education, experience is one of the most important questions. It's not what everybody else is doing, it's what should you be doing. I think a great first step for anyone who knows that this year you want to package your intellect into a high ticket product is check out the Giant Experience at thegiantexperience.com. thegiantexperience.com. The link is here in the comment section because hundreds of people have gone through that. We've had people who within days put their products together, launched them and sold them. We have people within weeks who have hit six figures just as a result of coming through this bootcamp masterclass. It is very direct in terms of what my approach is, what you need to be thinking about when you want to package what you do, right? So it's just not a fluffy thing or just busy work just to keep you busy, all right? So I hope that there's something I've said that supports you. I have had a blast. I've had a blast, all right? And I want to thank you for your time because, if you weren't here, then I wouldn't be here, right? So I want to thank you for your time. I'm Mia Redrick, business and life consultant. I look forward to speaking with you soon. Talk to you soon.